It's a little snug.
Yeah. Welcome everyone to Cleveland, Ohio. A rainy Cleveland, Ohio at that. And I'm here for one very specific reason, because behind me here is the Christmas Story house. In this video, we're going to be taking a tour of the house, the actual house from the movie. If you want to see what it's like, all you got to do is come along with me. Alright, so we're inside what is the gift shop and museum. It's where you get your tickets, but they have a plethora of items to choose from. It's kind of like an overload of items related to the movie itself. Everything from hats, clothing, leg lamps. So I'm just going to briefly show you a few of the items here, but anything that you need related to the movie, I'm sure they have it here. Pretty mind-blowing right from the get-going. Even the fuzzy bunny slippers, if you want to adorn those. Aprons, bobbleheads of Ralphie as the bunny, all different sizes of leg lamps. These ones are even mugs. So in an adjoining room, they do have more Christmas stuff, including Christmas Vacation with Clark, even some merchandise of Clark himself, dressed as Santa, the hockey mask. They got Merry Clarkmas, that's a puzzle. All different kind of items here. Of course, the movie they're playing. And over here you got Elf, Buddy the Elf. So it's like Christmas heaven here for those of you who love these kind of movies. But the one thing I want to show you really quick is a kind of knockoff Zoltar machine. It says the Pink Nightmare. And it looks like a very feminine Ralphie in there with the bunny costume. So we're going to insert our $1 and get a pressed penny. And I have to keep talking because otherwise I'm going to get copywritten with that movie playing there. Let's see which one we want to go with. We got Ralphie with the soap, Randy, the leg lamp, and the bumpers. Let's go with the leg lamp. And there he goes, cranking the machine. And you hear C+.
Oh no.
You shoot your eye out.
My mother must have gotten
This is pretty cool. Creepy but cool. You'll shoot your eye out. Ha 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 ha. Where's my penny?
Was there no end to this conspiracy of irrational prejudice
Alright, maybe
against Red Ryder and his peacemaker?
I didn't put a penny in. I don't know if I was supposed to put a penny in there. Alright, we should get it working this time.
I can hardly wait to try it out.
Here's our penny. And there it is. Alright, awesome. Thank you. You're welcome. So I do have a leg lamp pressed penny. I even noticed too they have a Sally leg lamp too. Very unique looking with all the stitches and even kind of complete with the hair. And they do have, of course, Nightmare Before Christmas items as well. So as mentioned, not to be repetitive, but this is your go-to for Christmas related items from your favorite movies. Even Red Ryder BB guns back there as well. So out of curiosity, we asked about the leg lamps, the full size. So they do have the full size with the butt cheek, more the PG-13 one for $3.19. But for $4.50 here, you get the crate, a little bit slender one, minus the butt cheek. The gentleman said it's more the family-friendly go-to leg lamp. So it's roughly the same size, minus the curvature of the cheek. This one actually comes packed in the crate, almost like you would get from the movie. You know, you unpackage it and have that like a, you know, tradition yourself, unpackaging your leg lamp, your major reward. But you do have options though. $450 with the crate, $319 for the more adult style one minus the crate. But of course they do have all different sizes too. Some medium sized ones, a smaller one like that, which I do have at my studio, and even desktop, ornamental ones, keychains, everything else. So all shapes and sizes of lake lamps if you do want to purchase one. But despite the price, it's pretty neat that it comes packaged in the crate. Now the question is, which hat would look best on me? A lot of choices here. Of course the Fra Gee Lay would be an easy one. Got the elf hat, the annoying kid at the mall in line for Santa. This is Randy's, I think. Yep, Randy's cap, triple dog Daria, bunny cap, and Schwartz's. That's a tough choice. What would you guys choose though? Lake lamp keychain. I think I'm gonna be buying a few items today. Wow. All right. We're gonna be getting our tickets for an upcoming tour, and I'll let you know later on what I end up buying from the gift shop here. All right, so we're across the street now from the gift shop. The museum is over there. We'll be checking that out later with the tour guide. And everyone's here for the 11:15 tour, so we're gonna have a group of people in there, but should be able to give you a good look at the inside of the house and learn some more about it.
Good morning, welcome.
There it is, the major award. Sneak preview here of the kitchen.
Well, welcome to the Christmas Story House. The first thing I always like to tell people is, I always like to ask people is, how many of you guys have actually been here before?
One time.
One time? Do you remember what was said?
Not too much.
Great, that means I can say whatever I want. The Christmas story didn't start in the 80s. It actually started in the 30s and 40s in a small steel mill town called Hammond, Indiana. And there's a guy by the name of Gene Shepherd who grew up there. And Gene Shepherd went on to become an author and a radio broadcaster that would tell stories about his childhood. All right, let's put a pin on that. We're going to get back to, that's going to be like the whole preface of this whole story or shebang I'm about to say to you guys. So there's another guy, his name is Bob Clark. Bob Clark was a director, and he made a lot of B-rated horror films. Have you guys ever watched this movie called Porky's?
Yeah.
It's okay, there's support groups for you guys.
I have not. Anthony too.
Yeah,
And Porky's too. Yeah.
So that's
Watched it
also
when I was a kid.
That's also part of this story. So you'll be surprised how. So Bob Clark, he was living in Miami at the time, and he was on his way to a date, and he heard this really interesting story about a kid that gets his tongue stuck to a flagpole. Does that sound familiar to you guys?
A little bit.
So he was actually listening to Gene Shepherd's story about his friend Flick that got his tongue stuck to a flagpole. And that story came from a book called In God We Trust, All Others Pay Cash, which is the book that most of the scenes from A Christmas Story is based off of.
All right, so we have some time to kind of wander around. We're in the living room here, the radio where Ralphie is listening to The Little Orphan Annie for a secret decoder. Desk over here. In the corner, of course, the Red Ryder hiding back there for Christmas morning. And the soft glow of electric sex, the lake lamp here in front of the window for all of Cleveland to see, or I should say Hammond. And on the floor we got some of the toys here, Tinker toys. I don't see the Zeppelin. We got the blue ball for the old man, can of Simonize, and a tree. It's in the wrong place, but still get the point across. And there is Ralphie's Red Ryder. We're allowed to touch it too. But yeah, it is pretty close to the movie itself. And behind and above the old school vacuum, we do have pictures of the cast: Randy, Ralphie, the mom, and the old man. Coat rack here with some of the stuff. No thanks.
Trick myself into getting on time.
That's What's his hat? Not Schwartz.
It's his little henchman. No,
No.
the bully.
Yeah, what's his name?
Scott Farkas.
Yeah, Farkas. Yep, that's it. So God help me, at yellow eyes.
Grover Dill was his little.
Yeah, little henchman. So help me God, he had yellow eyes.
And just for record, I do fit under that sink, so.
Okay,
I
good
did
to
it
know.
last time.
And before we go upstairs, we could check out the kitchen here. And everything kind of back from the era. 1941 calendar. Table. Refrigerator, of course. We've got the stove with the turkey over there before the Bumpus Hounds get to it. And the very famous sink where Randy hides down there and is crying because he thinks Daddy's going to kill Ralphie.
Randy! Hi.
Daddy's gonna kill Ralphie.
Would you like some milk?
Randy, come out of there. Come on. Daddy's gonna kill Ralphie.
Can I have some milk? Well, that was an experience. I do have the oven here. And they do have sound effects playing of the old man messing with the furnace. This is really cool. Now, just to let you know, the house was bought on eBay. The owner spent $250,000 to renovate it to look like the house from the movie because the exterior of the house was used for the movie. Very select few interior shots were used, like the Bumpus Hounds coming in the house. That was done here. But most of the interior shots were done on a soundstage in Toronto, Canada. So although the house looks nearly complete from the movie, it's not identical because it's not the actual interior from the movie itself. But they did a great job replicating it. A couple little things off here and there. The furniture is replica furniture, not original, but the museum itself, we will be seeing things, actual props from the movie. But now let's go upstairs and check out the bedrooms. Here's the famous steps where Ralphie would have been standing with the pink nightmare bunny suit. And we should have the bathroom up here with the soap, where he's decoding the Little Orphan Annie secret message. Don't forget to drink your Ovaltine. Lifebuoy. The soap is actually here too. Although they do say not to put it in your mouth. Don't try to replicate that scene. The old school toilet here, a small tub. And here it is. This is where Randy sat down here. I'm sorry, Ralphie. I keep mixing it up. With his decoder pin and the code.
Be sure to drink your Ovaltine. A crummy commercial? Son of a bitch.
Be sure to drink your Ovaltine. Crummy commercial? Son of a bitch. Here's one of the rooms here, and look at all the vintage items. Everything from the typewriter, some Christmas decorations, Look magazine, which he slips the Red Ryder advertisement into, old vinyl records, and the wallpaper. So amazing. And this is Ralphie and Randy's room. Wow. This is pretty neat. Now obviously it's different from the movie because when they look out the window, they're looking into the backyard. And the bedroom here is actually the front of the house. And we're going to be heading outside to the back. I just need to show you guys this really quick before we have to depart. But everything here, from some toys, the desk with the theme that he had to write about what he wants for Christmas. Here's even the telephone where the mom was calling Schwartz's mom. And you hear him getting the you know what beat out of him.
That right there from the kitchen, that's where he came through and shot out the people. So, that's not there anymore. That's now a bathroom. Excuse me. The reason why we have that bathroom there especially is because there is an Airbnb upstairs. So if you guys notice while you're up there, that there's a door upstairs that had a little key on it. That is where the Airbnb is.
I was gonna ask really quick, I'm not sure if you mentioned it. The scene with the bad guys climbing on the roof, was that out here?
Yeah.
That took place here? Okay.
Yeah, that and also him shooting his eye out. Now, one thing you might notice in that you may or may not have noticed is that when the Black Bart gang was leaving, the horse didn't just run away. It just did this. It was kind of got on there and it ran to the side. The reason why is because behind that fence is a really steep hill. So that horse would not survive that. No one would really survive that. It's pretty steep. So if you look back at it, it's going to be kind of funny because they're doing all this stuff really fast and really high energy, and then the horses leave like this.
All right, so this is the back of the house, and what he was explaining is to the left of the door used to be a window there, which would have been for the kitchen in the movie, I believe. But right now it's actually a bathroom because upstairs, that window is actually an Airbnb room. You can actually rent this out and stay in the house overnight, as well as the Bumpus' house next door. That's where the hounds came from. But it is reconfigured a little bit just because of privacy for guests who are staying here, but there originally was a window right there. But this is the actual backyard though, where Ralphie did shoot his eye out and where Black Bart and his gang were, you know, kind of snooping around, causing trouble. And here's the sign itself that he shot at, which ricocheted. And he went, of course, running to the steps crying. Mom came out and he said an icicle fell off the garage and cut his eye. But this is the actual backyard. In the back is a steel mill. Back in the day in the movie, you could actually see stacks, which are not there right now, but they did say it's still operational. You can see actually fire or like a glow from fire at night. But the steel mill is right back there, which is very iconic for the Gene Shepherd story. That's why they chose this location based on that. But you know, we do have to depart the backyard now. We're going to be going to the museum and seeing some actual props from the movie itself. But this is such a dream come true. My all-time favorite Christmas movie. And I'm actually kind of right here where things took place. It's something else. It's kind of hard to describe it at this point.
Right here is that Bob Clark actually made a cameo in the film. Same thing with Gene Shepherd. Bob Clark's cameo was not intended. It actually happened right on the day of shooting. He just decided to insert himself in one of the scenes. And the scene that it was is when the dad was showing off his leg lamp to all the people in the neighborhood. He was one of the first neighbors that went up to him. And you know it's him because he has clothes on that are not part of the time period. So his jacket was,
never picked up on that.
I think it was like a fireman jacket or something like that.
Is he the one that goes, "What is that?"
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah.
And you notice his hat was a Miami Dolphins hat. And this was in the
I gotta
40s.
watch it. I gotta go home and watch it now.
He's not around for that time.
So in case you haven't heard, Bob Clark was the gentleman outside with the old man. What in Sam hell is that? It's a major award. And Gene Shepherd was in the movie. He was the guy in line at the Higbee's, I think it was Higbee's, to go see Santa. And he's like, the line starts back there. So two major roles, two major people involved with the movie did make cameos. Looks like some custom artwork here. Be sure to drink your Ovaltine. That's awesome right there.
I love this.
So, everyone,
Yep.
welcome to the Christmas Story Museum. Everything that is in here is either from the film, closely related to the film, or it's an inspiration for the film. Except for that. That is our fan art wall. So what we'd like to do is anyone who are fans of the movie that also has an artistic gift, we invite them to submit their art and we'll just put it up here on this wall. As you can see, we have plenty of space for more, so we're definitely still taking submissions for that. My personal favorite is gonna be back there. You guys will see it at the end of our tour. So with that being said, the school scenes also had to be done in Canada because no school in Cleveland would agree to have fake snow in their elementary school lawn. You guys can probably think of some reasons why that would not be a good idea. For 3 months, fake snow, your kids are gonna be getting sick. But that was actually a good situation because the person that played the teacher, Miss Shields, she was actually pretty pregnant at the time. She was around 7 to 8 months pregnant. So, and she lived in Toronto, Canada. So it would be really hard for her to travel between Canada and Cleveland at that time. So it kind of all worked out. So we're about to talk about a little thing called the flagpole, right? Does anyone guess where the flagpole is right now? My assistants, you guys know. You want to tell us?
I don't know where it is.
You know where it is?
No.
Okay. All right, well, it doesn't exist. It's not a real flagpole. It was actually a PVC pipe that they poked holes in. And can someone tell us the way that they, my assistants, where are they at? Who's the person I'm talking about? Jesus Christ, all right.
Air vacuum
Yeah.
through it. They got his tongue stuck and stayed there.
Yep, and they cut a hole in it so he can have his tongue in there. Yep, and that's how they got the illusion that his tongue was stuck to a flagpole. Now, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but the person that played Flick, his name is Scott Schwartz. And Scott Schwartz was known as the prankster on set. So that day they wanted to get back at him. So after they did the scene and everyone yelled cut and they went to lunch, they just left him there. In that real Canadian snow and cold. So
Wow.
That's something I love to talk about. Knee High was, I'm pretty sure we're all kind of familiar with Knee High. It's a soda company. But what they used to do back in the 30s and 40s, they used to have these little trivia, these word searches, crossword puzzles and things like that. And people could do those things and submit them in, and people would get prizes for that. If that rings any bells, that was the inspiration for the dad winning a major award. And his major award being a leg lamp. And you know, if you look at it, those legs look pretty voluptuous and familiar, just like this leg lamp right over here. So yes, Knee High was the inspiration for the leg lamp as well.
All right, so we have some time to wander around. We're going to check out some things that are located inside the museum here. And you can only get in here if you do the tour itself. This one looks like a poster from, not sure what language that is. Do you know that language? Is that French?
My guess would be German.
German?
S is in German.
Yeah, but K is what in Spanish?
The answer that is
It is
not
most
West Virginia.
agreeable to some what you receive.
I took German. I don't recognize that as German though.
Yeah, I think it's Spanish.
Spanish.
Yeah.
Can't put my arms down. There he is, wearing the outfit right there. That is pretty neat. Wow. No, there's a Zeppelin. I wonder if that's one from the actual movie. Whoopee, a Zeppelin.
Whoopee! A Zeppelin!
You get so excited over, and there's the famous pig scene, and they said that that's how he got that role, is by doing that during audition, and they loved it with his laugh and everything like that. That's how he landed the role of Randy. Pretty clever. There's some posters from the movie. There's Higbee's inside the department store where they went to see Santa. And there's the Santa display, and they said they agreed to having it there because the Christmas decorations are still up after Christmas. They were willing to keep them up, and they said they would allow them to use the store if they didn't do any cursing in the movie. And they're playing the movie in here too. There's the famous Chinese restaurant scene. It looks like some behind the scenes. There's Bob Clark right there with the old man. He's wearing a Miami Dolphins hat. They said the iconic thing to notice is that he's not dressed age or era appropriate. I actually never picked up on that. Inside this case here is some metal Tinker Toys of sorts. Here's some of the outfits, pajamas, Randy, Ralphie. Oh no, this is all of Ralphie's, Peter Billingsley. His boots, hat, gloves. There's the mailbox where he got his mail, his coat. And right there is the old man's jacket, Darren McGavin. Looks like a mold of his face as well. There's the famous saying, what he tells Santa. And pretty sure that's the actual gun from the movie, right? Maybe, maybe not.
I'm not saying.
Special K's not going to say. It's on a need-to-know basis, and right now I don't need to know. What's that?
This is the outfit.
Oh,
the Chinese
chop
food.
suey.
Yeah.
Fa ra 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 ra. Yeah, there's their waiter outfits. Now, I believe this place is still here somewhere locally, right now?
I think so, yeah.
It's not open as a restaurant anymore, but I believe you can still see the building itself. But yeah, Bowling Chop Suey Palace. This is the waiters' costumes. And here's some of the cast. Oh, there's Scott Farkas right there. He was actually in the movie Freddy vs. Jason.
Yep.
We also learned too that Mrs. Shields was around 7 to 8 months pregnant during the movie. Hard to tell, but they actually held the school scene in Toronto, I believe, or at least in Canada where she's located, because she was pregnant. They didn't want to make her travel. So she was very pregnant in the movie, but she did a phenomenal job as Mrs. Shields. And there's a school now, which looks like it's pretty much abandoned and dilapidated. Mrs. Shields' blackboard is right here. That's where she wrote the A+, for the Ralphie's theme. And here is Chippewa's old fire truck, a movie star. I believe the fire truck is outside. We'll be able to see that. And here it looks like a fire hat, fireman's hat. So we're going to learn some more about the famous Red Ryder BB gun here.
So, this is the holy grail of Christmas gifts right here, the Red Ryder BB gun. Now, this BB gun is one of a kind. Well, not really one of a kind, it's more so like 6 of a kind. There are 6 made for this film, and there's 2 reasons why we had this make 6 specifically for the film. One reason is because Red Ryder BB guns are made customarily for right-handed people. Peter Billingsley is a lefty, so they had to make 6 left-handed BB guns for him. Also, another reason why this is very special is because Gene Shepard kind of had a little mix-up of the things that he remembered from his childhood. So he remembered having a BB gun that had a tassel, a sundial, and a compass on the stock, right? But there is no Red Ryder BB gun at the time that had those 3 attachments. There was actually another brand that did, and that's what he had as a kid. It's just that he loved Red Ryder BB guns so much that he thought that it was the same thing. So this is actually very much so one of a kind, because it's one of the only 6 Red Ryder BB guns from that time period that is left-handed and have all those attachments on it. So there's 6 of them. We only know where 3 of them are. One is right here in front of you. The other one is in the hand of Peter Billingsley, which is the one that was used for the film. Peter Billingsley, he also has the cowboy costume. And if you're wondering where the bunny suit is, it's with him as well. It's at G15. So, but you can get yourself a bunny suit in any sizes. I don't know why you would do that, but we sell it.
I already have one.
Yep. Oh, okay. Well, I'm saying. So we're on the same page. So the third one is actually in the hands of a producer that would not like to be named. That will make sense for someone who's have something as valuable as this. The other 3, we do not know where they are. They are missing. So if you just so happen to see a left-handed Red Ryder BB gun that has a sundial and a compass on the stock, you probably should get it out the trash or that garage sale you're seeing it at, because it's probably worth a lot of money. Another thing I love to talk about while we're here is the restaurant scene. The restaurant scene was done in Canada, and it's not a Chinese restaurant, it's actually a French restaurant. And a really funny thing about that scene is that Melinda Dillon did not know exactly what was going on in the restaurant scene. She just knew that it was going to be a restaurant scene before they shot it. So when they cut that duck's head off, that was her actual reaction. She did not know what was going to happen. It's really funny to watch on the rewatch, because when you watch it, you see her face turn beet red, and she like breaks character for like 2 seconds. Okay. So school is no longer a school. It's actually a women's shelter now. But while they're doing renovations, we took stuff because capitalism looked good in our museum. We took some stuff, and that is the chalkboard from the film. And one thing I love to talk about this is that Ted Moore, she actually came back to visit the museum one time, and she rewrote another A+++++++. So that's one that looks pretty clear right there. That's the new A+++++++. So that thing right there is double real compared to all the
So there's a timeline. 1895 house was built, 94 Summer Story was filmed, 2005 house renovations, and yes, it was purchased off eBay for I believe $150,000. 2008 separate gift shop opens. 2013 gift shop expansion, 2018 Bumpus House open. So that's a rough timeline of when things took place here. All right, so they do have a replica of the fire truck from the movie. The real one is in Chippewa, Canada, I believe. This is a replica of the 1939 Ford fire truck when they came to rescue Flick from the pole. And we learned, which I already knew, but I got more details. The pole here, which looks like a real flagpole, was actually PVC pipe with the hole drilled into it, and they had suction like a vacuum. So when he stuck his tongue to it, his tongue went in the hole and got stuck there with the vacuum. So they were able to control it. It was a real safe procedure to do it, but it looked real in the movie. So it's just some movie magic that we learned that I could share with you guys. But yeah, here's the fire truck in front of the house. And although it's not the original one, it's still neat to see. And next to that, in the other garage here, is a movie prop itself. This old Oldsmobile, no pun intended, was in the parade. It's very similar to the old man's car, not his, but they do have a vehicle from the movie. They said it was in the parade, so that's pretty cool. It's in here in the garage with some time-related products here. Sinclair, Simon Eyes, of course, workbench in the back, but very neat to see all this. Don't look now, but there's a pink nightmare coming. It's a pink nightmare family. Love it.
You too can wear one for $10.
I got one at home. I forgot to bring it. You guys look great. And a quick shout out to the Bunny family here. They are known as This Is Us Nomads. They're a family that travels the country, and they're here today to check out the Christmas Story house. But they are on Instagram and Facebook. This Is Us Nomads. All right, so it wouldn't be an official visit unless I went to the gift shop and bought some merchandise and went a little bit overboard. But let me show you what I got. So I got myself a Fra Gee Lay hat, which is a little snug, but why not? One thing I'm excited to watch is the Untold Christmas Story Collector's Edition. It's kind of a behind the scenes about the making of the movie. I did get a major award card game. So it's going to be about trivia and stuff like that. After that, I did get Triple Dog Dare ornaments. So it's got Ralphie, Flick, and Schwartz with the infamous flagpole scene. And last but not least, I did get, I forgot about this, leg lamp, keychain / magnet, and 3 shirts. Christmas Vacation, second favorite movie. The house here on Cleveland. I should say in Cleveland. And lastly, Matt got this one too, Pink Nightmare. So, like I said, the gift shop has a little bit of something for everyone related to your favorite Christmas movies. Definitely when you're here, check it out. Make some purchases, take home some of your favorite items. Taking some refuge in the garage here by the fire truck. So first off, I want to say a shout out to Special K, our tour guide. He did a phenomenal job, and he put a lot of humor into it and added some personal touches. And he had 2 other assistants. I don't know their names, but they were there too, just to kind of guide us through, make sure everything's going according to plan. The tour itself, it's well worth it. If you're ever in the Cleveland area, be sure to come by here. Even if you don't do the house tour, go to the gift shop. There are so many wonderful items in there for you or friends or family members. But again, the only way to see the museum though is by doing the tour. So if you're here, do it all, make a day of it. But it's great to learn more about what took place with the actual movie. I was talking to Matt on the way here that the movie, they did a stellar job making you to be convinced that everything took place inside that house, where only a few select scenes took place. Most of it was exterior, everything else was on the sound stage. It's kind of hard to believe, but you know, that's how things were done back then. Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed a look at the actual Christmas Story house from the actual movie. It's been on my bucket list, and once I knew that Matt was here and was willing to take me here for our Pittsburgh trip, I'm like, sign me up, I'm ready to do it. And I'm glad I was able to share it with all of you. So thank you so very much for joining us today. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to see anything else related to what we mentioned here about the rental of the shop, stuff like that, rental of the house to stay in, I will have links down below for everything that you need to find related to this location here. Until next time, everyone, I'll see you real soon in the next video.